It is clear that politicians have serious concerns about the elections and the general environment in the north. Still, elections will go ahead. The government has said that it has taken measures for former residents who are now displaced to be able to vote. The Jaffna district has over 100,000 registered voters, while the Vanya district has over 24,000. To find out more about other aspects of the elections, Shifan spoke with Dr. Keethaponkalan of the Colombo University.
It's 25 years since any elections were held in the north, and today elections are held in 2 of the 5 districts in the north. And I'd like to start off by asking you whether this is the right time to conduct elections in the north, given the larger concerns of the Tamil community. There are hundreds of thousands of people in IDP camps right now.
In principle, I believe the election is a good idea because these people have been denied democratic opportunities for too long. They have to come back to the democratic mainstream so that the election would give an opportunity to normalize, start the normalization process. But I'm not very sure about the timing. As you said, there are other concerns for the moment. The concerns of resettlement, IDPs, and also I don't believe there is a strong democratic institution that exists in the Northeast. For example, I'm not sure whether there is a legitimate voter list exists in the North, and people are willing to participate in the election. Therefore, I'm not very sure about the timing of the election. I would personally prefer an interim period between the end of the war and the election, where the people are able to enjoy some sort of normalcy and come back to the democratic mainstream and focus on elections.
And as you said, when you said voter list, these people in IDP camps are not being taken into consideration.
That is definitely a problem. Therefore, the outcome of the election would be always questioned.
So now these local bodies are being put in place to basically have some sort of devolution, some sort of powers to these areas. Do you think that this will effectively be implemented? Do you think that the expected sort of devolution will be given to the north?
That depends. Actually, the local government institutions are for all the island, and at some point we have to have election for these local government bodies. But I'm not very sure whether this election would automatically lead to devolution of power, but because the question of devolution is connected to, for example, the provincial council and the 13th amendment may be all going beyond the 13th amendment and trying to address some of the political concerns of the Tamil community. Therefore, the local government election may be a good idea to start with the process, but I don't think that will automatically lead us to a framework where the Tamils could have a project to administer their own affairs.
So in your view, what sort of framework should the Tamil people be expecting?
I mean, Tamil people have been operating on various concepts for too long. The 1976 concepts of separate state, then they were also working on federalism, all these things. But now the political reality has changed completely. Therefore, I think the Tamils will have to think about a new structure. They have to think new ideologies, new strategies to take forward that political question. Therefore, I don't think the Tamil community right now is sure about a future political framework. That discussion has not even started right now because the other issues are much more important for the moment, like the IDP issue and also returning to normalcy and things like that. But ideally, my understanding is that given the changed political scenario, they would be willing to settle for a federal setup but Sri Lankan state is not ready to offer a federal solution. Even the 13th Amendment will be opposed by some of these parties. So government will face difficulties in reconciling between federal concepts and the 13th Amendment. Therefore, I think it depends on the negotiations or discussions between the Tamil political leadership and the government, where the Tamil political leadership could come to an agreement within themselves about a political framework and take it to the government and discuss. And if they can agree on something, I think the Tamil masses will be able to accept it.
Certain parties have opposed the implementation of the 13th Amendment, like for instance the JVP in the South, who say that the implementation of the 13th Amendment will not be the solution for the Tamil people. Now the JVP has also refrained from participating in elections in the North, saying that there is no conducive environment for political parties to freely conduct their activities, and also the people will not be able to freely express their opinions. Do you see any truth in this?
When JVP used to be a major player, but right now, given the popularity of the government and especially the president, I don't think any small party will be able to entirely determine the outcome of the negotiation between Tamil groups and the government. They would definitely oppose. I expect the JVP to oppose the 13th Amendment, but I don't think they will be able to prevent it if the government is determined to enforce or implement the 13th Amendment. The small parties, I don't think, have the political capacity to determine the outcome and the political framework if the government is determined, given the government wants to implement the 13th Amendment.
All right, and because we're running short of time, I'd like to end this discussion with political solution is something that has been hanging in the air for decades now. And right now, where do we stand in terms of reaching a lasting political solution that will address the legitimate grievances of people in this country?
I would have a word for the Tamil community first, because they need to understand the new political reality in this country, and will start thinking about working within a united Sri Lanka rather than thinking separation, concept of separation. So they have to come forward to work within one country, but at the same time trying to secure a political settlement within united Sri Lanka that would be feasible. That's for the Tamil people. They have to start thinking in new ways from now on, rather than hanging on to the past. And they should try to reconcile with the political ideas of the majority community and also others, Muslim people in the eastern province and the northern province. So there is a need for a new thinking within the Tamil community. That's first. From the national point of view, I think it's very important the government and all the other major southern parties make sure that the Tamil people will have confidence in the government, that the government or the southern political parties will not work against them, and they will not be suppressed politically in the future using the new scenario as an excuse. That confident, I mean, the southern parties have the responsibility to instill that confidence within the minority community. For example, this IDP problem is definitely creating some sort of tension within the Tamil community. So if you can resolve that as soon as possible, that will increase the confidence within the Tamil community to work with the government. And also small issues like that. Once the confidence is built, it's possible for the Tamils and the others to work out a political program where everybody can be Sri Lankan with equal status and opportunity. That would be like the ideal situation for me personally.
In the end, it appears to be all about compromise. As Dr. Keethaponkalan says, the Tamil community must be open to new options in the face of Sri Lanka's current political context. At the same time, the government must work towards winning the confidence of these people by effectively addressing their concerns. Only success on both these counts will win us sustainable peace in the future. We're going in for a break right now, but when we return, we look at the lighter side of post-conflict Sri Lanka.